Okay, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of linear and non-linear relationships, and more specifically, we're going to focus our understanding on solving simultaneous equations by elimination. Well, the first thing you need to know is how to solve simultaneous equations by elimination. What it means is it requires you to either add or subtract both equations in order to eliminate or in order to get rid of one of the variables. So ideally we want just one variable left. As an example, we're going to look at these two equations we've got here. So we have the equation of 2x take y equals 7, and we have minus 2x plus 5y is equal to 5. Now what I'm going to actually do to these equations is I'm going to add these equations. And the reason I add them is because when I add 2x and minus 2x, I actually get 0. Now, when I go to add minus y and 5y, I end up with positive 4y. And when I add 7 and 5, I end up with 12. So now I've ended up with 4y equals 12 when I've added the equations, because the x's have actually cancelled each other out. I can then go ahead and go, well, y must equal 12 divided by 4. So therefore y equals 3. And if y equals 3, I can substitute the y value back into either equation, it doesn't really matter, to find out what x is. I'm going to choose this equation here because I think it's a bit easier. And I'm going to end up with 2x take 3 equals 7, because 3 is my y value. And therefore, I'm going to end up with 2x equaling 10, because if I add 3 to both sides, I get 10. Then I'm going to divide by 2 to both sides, and I'm going to end up with x equaling 5. So my solution is actually x equals 5, y equals 3. I can check whether this x equals 5 is correct by substituting it back in here. And I go minus 2 lots of 5 plus 5 lots of 3 must equal 5. Minus 2 lots of 5 is 10. 10 plus 15 does equal 5, and that's correct. So let's have a look at another example. Now I have the equations of 3x take 2y equals 7, and 3x plus 2y equaling minus 1. Again, I'm going to add these, because if I add them, then the y's are going to cancel each other out. 3x plus 3x gives me 6x. Minus 2y plus 2y gives me 0. And then 7 plus minus 1 gives me 6. So now I'm left with 6x equaling 6. I can divide by 6 on both sides, and I end up with x equaling 1. Pretty simple. So now what I can do is I can actually substitute this back into one of these equations. It doesn't matter which one I choose. For argument's sake, let's choose this one. All right. So I end up with 3 lots of 1, because I know x is 1, plus 2 lots of y must equal minus 1. So 3 plus 2y equals minus 1. I'm going to take the 3 from both sides. 2y is therefore going to equal minus 4. I'm going to divide by 2, and y is now going to equal minus 2. So my solution for these simultaneous equations would be x equals 1 and y equals minus 2. I can check this by substituting back into this equation. And I would end up with 3 lots of 1, take 2 lots of minus 2, must equal 7. 3 lots of 1 is 3, minus 2 lots of minus 2 is plus 4, and 3 plus 4 does equal 7. So therefore I'm correct.
Okay, so here's a practice question that I would like you to have a go at. Once you think you've got the solution, continue the video and we will see how you went.
Okay, let's see how you went. So our two equations are 4x take 3y equals negative 11, and minus 4x take 2y equals 6. So again, let's add these. Okay, I'm going to add these equations because when I do, 4x add minus 4x gives me 0. 3y add minus 2y is actually 3y take 2y, which gives me minus 5y. And minus 11 add 6 gives me minus 5. So therefore, minus 5y equals minus 5. Divide by minus 5 on both sides. Y is going to equal 1. I can now substitute this value back in. Let's put it into my first equation. And I end up with 4x take 3 lots of 1 equals minus 11. So 4x therefore must equal minus 3. Oh, sorry, 4x take 3 must equal negative 11. I'm going to plus 3, 4x therefore equals minus 8. Divide by 4, therefore x equals minus 2. If I substitute x value for minus 2 into here and y value for minus 1 into here, I should get an answer that equals 6. So let's see, minus 4 lots of minus 2, because that's our x value, take 2 lots of 1, should equal 6. Minus 4 times minus 2 gives me 8, take 2 does equal 6. So therefore my answers are x equals minus 2 and y equals 1.